looking for the green off of turn number 4. Brightman and Jennison wind it up. Green is out. We're underway. And Brightman looking for the advantage off of turn number 2. Jennison up on the outside, hanging tight.
Down into turn 3 and 4. Mark Jennison on the high line. Brightman on the low line. Mike Brightman to the lead, down in 1 and 2.
The 30 of Jacob Burns working that bottom lane, trying to squeeze in, looking to make it 2 on the evening as they roll off of turn number 4. Double wide for that number 2 spot. Down into 1 and 2 they go.
Off of 2, down the backstretch. Brightman checks out to the lead. Jacob Burns and Mark Jennison battling for second off 4.
Trouble for the 47. He goes around through the turns, 1 and 2. Trying to get that car rolling, but the caution flag unfurls for Dick Benoit in that number 47.
Racing the race voice, Kevin Boucher.
Bristol Toyota Pace Truck pulls down into the infield, looking for the green. Brightman trying to pick up right where he left off as he leads the charge. Him and Jennison off of turn number 4. There's a green flag. We're back underway. And down into 1. Brightman with a half a car length on Jennison. Mark battles back up on the outside, down into turn 3.
Jennison with a head of steam down into 3 and 4, looking for the lead on the high line. Off of 4 across the stripe. Brightman continues to lead down into 1 and 2.
Jennison keeping tight on the outside as Burns sits right there. Pelland is 4th. Here comes Lascola in the 39, down on the inside, looking for some spots. He's up into the 4th spot.
Jacob Burns looking for that 2nd spot. He'll continue to battle with Jennison down the backstretch. Advantage to Jennison into 3 and 4, and off 4. Brightman continues to be your leader.
Into 1 and 2 they go. Burns on the move down on the inside. Edges out just a little bit ahead of Jennison as Mark battles back down into turn 3. Door to door off the corner and give it to the 30 up into the number 2 spot.
Burns takes the 2nd position from Jennison. Don't look now. Here comes Nicholas Scola, 4th right now to the back bumper of Mark Jennison over in turn 4.
Right up on the back bumper and takes a peek down to the inside. Behind them, battle for 5th as Estrella slides up underneath the 12 of Pelland. Takes away that number 5 spot. Here comes Lascola up looking for 3rd.
Off of 4. 3rd place now goes to Nicholas Scholar as he works around Mark Jennison down into 1 and 2. They are single file down the backstretch.
Into 3 and 4 they go. Burns trying to close in on Brightman while Lascola tries to close in on the top 2. Down into 1st and 2nd corner. Brightman and Burns, 1 and 2, a car length and a half separating the top 2.
Off of turn number 4. Brightman continues to lead. Jacob Burns right there in 2nd. Nicholas Scola runs 3rd, 4th Mark Jennison, and rounding out the top 5, here comes Dylan Estrella.
Field stringing itself out around the 3rd mile down the backstretch as they come off the corner. Burns is closed right up on the back bumper of the 27 of Brightman. They roll down the back straightaway, nose to tail into turn 3. Lascola sits about a car length and a half behind as they come off of 4.
Off of 4, Brightman has a rear view mirror full of a young Jacob Burns looking for the lead down into 3 and 4.
Takes a look to the outside. Off of 4 they come, nose to tail down across the stripe. Meanwhile, Dylan Estrella slides up into the 4 spot, gets by Mark Jennison down low. He's got a Renegado on his tail as they roll down into 3.
15 down, 25 to go across the stripe. Brightman continues to lead Jacob Burns. Burns takes a higher line here down the backstretch looking for the lead into 3.
Battle for the lead. Up top goes Burns into 3 and 4. Brightman trying to hang on down to the inside. Across the stripe down into turn 1. Lascola right up on the tail as they roll down the back straightaway. 17 laps up on the board this time by. They come off of 4. Brightman tight on the bottom. Dead heat at the stripe as they roll down into 1.
Speaking of 17, that 17 car, Vinny Arenagato has cracked the top 5, passing Mark Jennison. He works 5th place down into 3 and 4.
Jacob Burns becomes the 2nd leader of the event, trying to double up here tonight. A rarity as he rolls down the back straightaway into turn 3. Brightman back into 2nd. Lascola right there in 3rd as they come off of 4. And Estrella trying to close in that gap. Sits about a 2.5 seconds behind your leader.
It'll be halfway home when Jacob Burns crosses the stripe here. 20 down, 20 to go. Jacob Burns continues to lead Mike Brightman and Nicholas Scola across the stripe down into 2.
Lap times for your leader and 4th place, Dylan Estrella, are darn about even. But the battle for 2nd is about to heat up. with Estrella closing in into third.
Liscola continues to close in on Brightman down into turn 3. Nick Liscola runs third, looking for more as he comes across the stripe.
Down into 1 and 2, and Burns using that outside lane to find himself at the top of the field for the second time tonight. Now we put some breathing room between he and Brightman. It's about 5 car lengths as Brightman settles into second. Liscola third, Estrella fourth, and fifth is the 17 of Renegado. Darling down to the inside of Jennison. That's the battle for 6.
Don't look now, but both Liscola and Brightman have fallen into the clutches of 2024 champion Dylan Estrella. Estrella continues to close on second and third, down into turn 3 and 4 and across the stripe.
Yeah, Estrella really strong in that Everett's Auto Parts number 46, closing on the Barrett's Ale House number 39 of Nick Liscola. Liscola has closed right up on Brightman, but has been unable to make a move as of yet. 14 laps remaining in this one as they roll off at 2.
Continuing down the backstretch, Jacob Burns out for a Sunday drive on a Saturday. He leads his second race of the night. Took home the trophy in the late model race earlier. Looking for a Pro Stock win here in our first Saturday night under the lights at Seekonk.
Off of turn number 4. 28 laps up on the board, and right now the battle is for third. Dylan Estrella takes a look to the inside of Nick Liscola. Nick up on the outside. Estrella down low. They roll down into 3 and 4. Liscola shuts the door. Estrella kicks it back open off of 4.
Off of 4 and across the stripe. They continue. Jacob Burns down the back stretch as the battle continues to heat up between Brightman, Liscola, and Estrella. Over in turn 4, here comes Estrella for third.
Dylan down low as they come into turn number 1. Off the corner they come. Liscola up on the outside, keeping a nose advantage into 3 and 4, but off of 4, Estrella evens up, takes over the spot. Liscola gets a little crossed up, and here comes a Renegado.
Vinny Arenegado has checked himself into this picture as they've continued to battle at the stripe. Jacob Burns, it'll be 8 laps to go here. He continues to lead down into 2.
Burns is on fire tonight. Rolls it down into 3 and 4 with a commanding lead over the 27 of Brightman. 3 car lengths back to a hard-charging Dylan Estrella. Dylan started back in 7th and has been able to work himself up through with 1 caution and pass some fast race cars, closing in on the number 2 spot with 6 remaining.
6 laps to go. Jacob Burns, he continues to lead. Brightman continues to hold off Estrella. Estrella third. Liscola fourth, and rounding out the top 5, it's Vinny Arenegado as they cross the stripe.
Renegado takes a look down to the inside of Liscola. They race down into turn number 1. Side by side, Liscola's got the advantage down into turn number 3. Renegado is not giving up slightly. Down to the bottom, contact is made. They both roll off of 4, and the caution flag is thrown as they both tried to continue on, but they threw the caution quick on that one.
Well, that will bunch them all up and see how this all plays out with 5 laps to go once we go back green flag racing.
5 laps remain. Brightman on the inside. Up top. Off the corner. Down into 1. And Burns with a good run down into 1. Trouble for the 12 of Pellin and the 46 of Estrella. And not sure what that was about. I don't know if there's debris on the track or what. He did the same thing in 57. Red Bulldog did it in 55. So, yeah, Nick says yes.
We are set to go back green, and with the call, here is Kevin Boucher.
5 laps remaining in this one as they roll off of turn number 4. And the 30 of Burns has elected the outside lane, gives the inside lane to the 46 of Estrella as they come through turns 3 and 4. Down across the stripe, Burns holds on to the lead.
And Dylan Estrella giving Jacob Burns a run for his money. Jacob Burns looking to get 2 feature wins here in 2 different divisions tonight. 3 laps to go across the stripe.
Down into turn 1 they go, side by side for the lead. Burns up on the outside, edges out into 3. Estrella settles back into second. Darling is up to third with 2 to go.
2 to go. Does Dylan Estrella have anything for Jacob Burns? They head down the backstretch, coming to the white flag this time.
Final time around, and the rookie rolls off of 4. White flag is in the air. History. It's been, 70 years since this has happened. Down into 3 and 4. Jacob Burns rolls off of 4 and picks up his second win tonight. Dylan Estrella in for second. Dave Darling in for third.
Rounding out the field, Bobby Pellin III came home fourth. Nick Lascola fifth. Mike Brightman sixth. Andrew Gomes seventh. Mark Jennison eighth. Vinny Arenagato ninth. Dick Benoit 10th.
As he rolls into Pro Stock victory lane for the very first time, becoming the first driver since 2016 to win 2 races in one night, but that was an open show. The first driver since 1958 to win 2 regular features in 2 different divisions here at Seekonk Speedway. Almost 70 years, and tonight, Jacob Burns puts his name in the record books. Dylan Estrella finishing second. Dave Darling third. Both of them coming over to congratulate tonight's feature winner. Jacob, congratulations. This outside lane has been good to you tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite place to be on this track. Outside, it's where I'm going to be every time I can be.
Tell us about that run to the front, you and Mike Brightman battling and then holding off Dylan Estrella.
Yeah, I know Mike Brightman likes that bottom. I saw he was a little snug. If I could get to that outside, I knew I could pinch him off and get that run, and that's what we did. Dylan's also really fun to race against him. Glad I'm able to finally.
First driver since 1958 to win 2 races in 2 different divisions on a regular Saturday night here at Seekonk. How does that feel?
Feels great. It feels really good. Last week we struggled a little bit with this thing. We came back, found some more stuff, and we got it done tonight.
A lot of people getting behind you. 2 cars this week. First time you've done that. How are you feeling, by the way, after 2 races?
Feel great. Feel really good. Keep going another one.
You heard him, but I know you got some people you want to thank.
Oh, yeah, huge thanks to my crew. They showed out tonight. They came. I got a few more guys. Helped out a lot. Without those guys, this wouldn't be possible, double duty. Huge thanks to my uncle. This wouldn't be possible without him. He gives me a badass race car every time I come here. Huge thanks to Timmy Potter. He sets this thing up. He dug deep last week, and we hit it.
You certainly did. Congratulations. Congratulations to Ron Loro. A great night for him as a car owner. Second place tonight, Dylan Estrella, your defending track champion. And Dylan, you had that long green flag run, and this thing was rocketing through the field.
Yeah, no, this thing was good. We made a good change prior to this race. Helped to cut center a little bit better. I think I just beat the tires up too much last week to really have anything for Rowdy. But, I mean, regardless, this kid's just got so much talent. I knew it was going to take everything I had and then some just to even have a chance. The kid had an absolute rocket ship, both divisions today. He's just going to be one of those drivers. He's going to be tough to beat, man. The kid just got talent.
A good start to the season. Second place tonight. I know you got some people to thank.
Yeah. Big thank you to Big Jeff, all of his help, all of his knowledge. You know, he deals with us, bugging him all the time. Dad, Jim, Mike, girls, Millie, I really hope you're sleeping. I know you're awake before the race went off. We have swim at 8 a.m., so you better be asleep. My sister, Brittany, M2, Christy, thank you for coming out. Everett's Auto Parts, Everett's Tire Center, Roy, thank you for everything you do for us, and J&R Precast and Junior.
Congratulations, great second place run. Third place tonight, Dave Darling. And Dave, man, these guys have caught up to you in your part-time.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, these guys are good, and they got good cars and good drivers, and so, we're struggling to get the speed. I think we lost the speed. The track's just a little different, and we definitely don't have the speed we did, and these guys do. So, we tried a bunch of things. I don't know if it worked really, but it's not lack of effort, and part of the reason I came back this week was to try to see if we can't get the car to be where we want it to be. So,
not bad, a third place finish tonight, though.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we were going to finish wherever we were, and then it was a caution. So, I mean, those two guys are probably quicker than we were. That puts us 5th. Mikey was probably quicker than we were. That puts us 6th, and that's what we had. We had a 6th-place car.
Well, I know you got some people you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank Jeff Bellier, and like I said, it's not lack of effort. Definitely a lot of work, over the winter this week. It's just what we were doing isn't working quite the same. I got to thank, Gary Johnson Landscaping, Seekonk Grand Prix, my dad, and Waterwiz opening June 7th with throwback prices to the 90s. So,
Be a nice time to go down there. Hopefully the weather cooperates.
yeah, I hope so.
Congratulations, great run, 3rd place. How about a round of applause for our podium tonight, ladies and gentlemen of the Pro Stocks. 3rd place to Dave Darling, 2nd place to Dylan Estrella, and in victory lane for the 2nd time tonight, Jacob Rowdy Burns.